In this series, I'll be showing you how I transform my old second-hand rusty shipping container into a secure ventilated storage unit for all our belongings. When I bought this container, I had no idea what would be involved, but wanted to do it right because I've already learned the hard way that the Costa Rican climate and wildlife can destroy things very quickly. The big problems are the container is damaged, it has lots of rust inside and out, no ventilation, and the intense heat created from a metal box baking in the sun and the crazy tropical humidity will ruin everything we leave inside. So my goal is to fix all of these problems. So you would have seen some of this if you've been watching the Jungle Diaries over on our couples channel, but here's a quick recap. After asking around and messaging various people on Facebook, a friend of a friend managed to acquire a container for me, and after flattening an area of land in the bottom corner of our lot with his digger and me marking out where it needed to be positioned, he got his friend to drop it off. I thought it would be carefully lifted off and placed into position with a crane, but this is what happened instead. Whoa! Absolute cowboys. It wasn't the most accurate way to place it, so I had to get inventive to move the container across. After putting my 4x4 car to the ultimate test and snapping a few straps, we eventually got the digger back in and finessed it into position by tugging it with some chains. I then had to lift it off the ground to allow for air to pass underneath and keep the moisture from damaging the container throughout the rainy season. I managed to jack up the corners with a car jack, and after a few attempts and problem solving, I finally got it to where I wanted it and ready to start preparing it to store our belongings. And at this point, for those of you that are new and don't know why we've even bought a container, I'll quickly explain. So we drove our school bus down from the US to our lot of land in an eco-village in Costa Rica in 2022. We planned to keep it as our home whilst we built a bigger house, but quite quickly realised that the harsh tropical climate and wildlife meant the bus would not survive another rainy season and it needed to be undercover, dry and protected from being swallowed by the jungle. So we now want to build a roof, deck, an external bathroom and kitchen to the bus, and honestly at this point it's become a full-blown house plan. Our friends Kristen and Sia have done something similar with their Airstream, and it's great. The bus was broken into in 2023 and over $5,000 of our belongings were stolen, and we realised it was no longer a secure option to keep our stuff. You may have seen the recent series of me attempting to repair the damage on the bus and eventually ripping everything out, ready to rebuild the interior from scratch. And as part of that process, we had to empty and organise everything we brought down from the US, including all the boxes I stored on the roof, which were becoming overrun with ants and mice and filling with water from the rain. Anyway, so seeing as we desperately needed a more secure place to store everything, and that I had eventually planned to have a workshop area on our lot anyway, we decided, why not get a container? Use it as storage whilst we build the structure for the bus, and then eventually it will be emptied out for me to convert to a workshop. So here we are, the container in place, and 2 weeks to get it ready to store our belongings in a cool, dry and secure way, or risking us losing everything. I have lots to figure out. Right, it's Tuesday. Today is the day that I'm gonna work all day, baby, to get the rust off this container. You also might be able to hear I've got the little ventilation fan whirring away, just trying to draw some of the heat out of it. So this is where I'm at currently. There's this wall, all of this needs doing still. Little patches of rust there. All of this wall, not as bad as the wall behind me, but all of this. And then the ceiling as well, there's some patches here. So hopefully by the end of today, all of this rust will be gone and I'll be able to start painting on some red oxide. Let's get cracking. Crack-a-lackin', baby. Is slow, grueling, sweaty work, but I'm getting it done. I'm gonna replace the sanding disc because I've done probably a good quarter of this wall, maybe a third of the wall with it, and it's pretty worn down. I might need to buy a couple more. Yeah, let me switch that out. Off with the old, on with the new. Let's get it. Wow. Okay, this wall is pretty much done now. I just need to get the wire brush on because the most time-consuming thing is all of the little nooks and crannies because it's so dented. There's like so many little bumps and kind of bits I need to get into. So the wire brush is going to help just finish it off. But before that, I might just get the leaf blower and blow all the dust out of here so I can have a closer look. And yeah, man, I am dusty, sweaty, hot. Camera's overheating. Whew, let's crack on. Oh, I forgot to say, absolutely tore through another one of these sanding discs in 30 minutes. So I'm probably going to need at least 8 of these more. Oh, that was dusty. It's gonna get all dusty again, but I thought I'd just get rid of as much dust as possible just so I can at least kind of look at the walls, inspect them, and then get the wire brush out. Oh, this is hard work, but rewarding. Right, I've decided to put this on because the wire brush, when it loses those little steel needles, they really hurt. So I put my shirt back on, got the full face mask. The reason I'm being so thorough, because I'm just looking at this, I'm like, wow, I've gone in, is because I don't want to have to do this again in 5 years or 3 years or whatever. Like, I really want to, and maybe I'll have to do it again in like 10 years, but I really want to prep this container for a humid environment, because yeah, we're in Costa Rica, and a few of you have commented how difficult it is to keep a container dry and kind of ventilated and rust-free, so I'm going to do my best. Oh, right, wire brush time. I don't know if this is a good idea, but I put 2 handles on here to get a better grip, because it really hurts your wrist when you just hold it like that. So there we go. Again, very time consuming. We have an issue. I've noticed in some of the most dented areas that they've been filled with like a filler, and it's because it's actually split the metal, and I can see little slithers of daylight through it. Don't know if you'll be able to see on camera, because it's not too crazy, but there's like a little spot of daylight there. There's a little spot of daylight coming in, and then there's one other somewhere. I'm gonna have to circle these. Oh yeah, down here. So I'm gonna probably, in the same way I welded that little drill hole yesterday, I think I'm just gonna do a little weld, hopefully fix those. Oh man, this is mash up. Whew. I'm just doing some quick welds, so I don't think I need clothes. If I was doing lots of welding, I'd put some protective clothing on, but this is fine. Tough one. Right, I'm going to start on this end wall. I'm going to keep this wire brush on and see if I can just get some of the deeper grooves, because this isn't too bad, this wall. Honestly, that wall's almost completely flat. I wish all the walls were like that. I guess that's one bit of advice I'd give anyone getting a container. You can go and view it first and just get the least dented, rusty one you can. It'll save you a lot of time. Keep finding holes we need to weld. Okay, I'm heading back for some lunch. Slow and steady with this. It's not, I thought I was going to get the whole thing done, but I think I could probably get the whole interior done by the end of today. Probably not the outside. What I'm going to do is, though, I want to do a test of how much cooler it can feel in the container with the fan on. So I'm going to cut a little hole for where the ventilation hole is going to be. I'm not going to like make it perfectly neat. I'm just going to cut a little square with the angle grinder, close the doors, and then when I get back from lunch, I'm going to see how hot it is and if it's any cooler than it was, because it was cooking hot. So I'm cutting. I'm just going to cut a square like this. Bop, bop, bop. Let's do it. Nice. So that should act as a little air intake. And I'm going to put the power cable through there, seal the doors, so there's no air coming in the doors. And then, yeah, see what it feels like when we get back. test commenced. I'll be back in about an hour. Just had lunch, back to the hardware store. Got a few bits and bobs to pick up. Guys, I've been thinking a lot about sandblasting and how if I was in the US or UK, I'd buy a sandblaster and do it that way because I think it'd be more efficient and way faster. But anyway, I don't think I can get one. I've managed to get a few things on me. I'm gonna try this out. It's a huge wire brush that fits onto the grinder. I've got a bunch of these new standing discs. I've basically got this like cheap Dremel version that's like $30 or $40 that I'm gonna find super handy. It comes with 110 accessories as well, like little grinders and sanders, so I enjoy my one in the UK, so I'm gonna try this out. And then the last thing I need to get is a hose clamp to clamp on the tube that's coming off the fan from the outside, and then we'll head back and crack on. These are the hose clamps I was talking about, and this is what I need it to fit over, so I think I've got the right size. They just snugly fit over that, and then I'll tighten those up and they'll clamp onto the fan and then the inlet, and then we're good to go, I think. I got all the bits. It has started raining. I thought it might. I packed as much stuff as I could away at the container, but I did cut a hole in the side, so water could be leaking in. So I'm gonna quickly hurry back up there. Thankfully, a lot of the work I'm doing is inside the container, so I can carry on without getting wet. Just got back, torrential rain here in Alegria. It's kind of nice because it was so hot and dusty, but I'm just gonna wait and see if in 10-15 minutes the rain dies down so I can go outside and work. I could carry on just inside the container, I guess. Oh wow, the dirt is turned into just sloppy, sticky mud. That's bad. Okay, I can hear it. Yep, and still on. Glad I touched that power cable under there. Let's see if much rain is leaking in to the hole here. Yes, there's definitely rain leaking in the hole, but maybe not too much. Yeah, we have some leakage. Oh, it's running down the lead. Oh wow. Still shows you that the whole container is on a hill still. Crazy. Okay. I don't think any water's getting in here though, which is good. Yeah, nice. I haven't even sealed it yet. There's no water coming in. Oh, since it's quite a high priority that I get this hole kind of sorted, I'm gonna do that now. Oh wow, it's quite a lot of water. Okay. Crazy thunder. Thunder, 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 thunder cats. Wait, that is genius. Let's seal that around there. Got the air intake. Right, I've just put on this huge wire brush onto the grinder. Let's see how we get on. It's saying max RPM is 6,500. The RPM on this is 11,000. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it might just break. It's working for some stuff. I'm gonna have a go with one of the new standing discs. Okay, I'll switch to the smaller wire brush. Okay, wait, we are making good progress. Almost a third of the wall. I'm gonna switch discs, carry on. Oh, I wonder if I can get the ceiling done to it as well today. What's the time? Yeah, let's keep going. Right, halfway done on this wall. Even though I've got the face mask on, there's so much dust getting my eyes, I had to stop. It's so painful. It's like shards of metal dust and paint, and so bad. So bad. Oh. My eyes have recovered. I'm going for the final stretch. Okay, it's the end of the day. I managed to achieve what I wanted to today, which was to, well, pretty much get all the rust off the interior ready to paint. I still need to do the ceiling, the doors, but it's pretty much there. That was a mental day. And do you know what's so impressive? And someone asked this in a comment, was like, where are you getting your electricity? All day I've been running that grinder. It's a 950 watt grinder, plus the fan, over 1,000 watts, off the solar on the bus. The big battery banks. It's been charging up and yeah, running power tools literally all day and it's just been fine. So very impressed. I literally harnessed the energy of the sun to cut and melt metal with the welder as well. It's magic, really. Oh, right, I'm gonna pack up quickly. I'm already late to get back for Raya. Today, hopefully, is the final day of sanding and preparing the inside of the container for painting. Yeah, I've got a grinder for rust on the ceiling. I've had a clever idea today because when I got home the other night, my hair was just absolutely caked in paint dust and I had to like wash it for ages to get it all out. I've got I haven't shown you this before, this is my huge swimming hat and I think this is gonna stop any dust getting in my hair. Kind of looks crazy, but I think this is actually gonna work. Oh man, that's hard. The ceiling's pretty much done. I didn't want to bore you with another time lapse. I'm now gonna hoover, sweep, leaf blower as much of this dust out as possible. Go and pick up Raya, she's down at the hive, and then she's gonna help me start painting. Raya has arrived. What do you think? Obviously, it's still a bit dusty.
Yeah, I can see why it took you so long. I mean, it's pretty much the whole thing you have to do.
Yeah, it's still not like perfect, but I think this is good enough to start painting on. I could get even more like detailed and try and get every tiny little minuscule spot of rust off, but I think this is gonna have to do. So I'm just popping open this red oxide paint. And this is gonna be the undercoat before we paint it white. Whoa.
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 Wait, how is the white gonna go on top of it?
It's thick. So this is give me the brush. This is the key, right? You don't want to dump the brush right in because as soon as it gets on this, then it starts getting everywhere. So probably only ever dip it like halfway down through the bristles.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. It's gonna take like 5 layers of white to cover that up.
Nah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna go a long way because look how much I just painted from like.
So would you rather just paint everything? It might be easier.
Maybe.
But I'm doing this side, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm done. I need to go help with Neo, but we got so much done.
Honestly, I'm really amazed. I thought initially that we would just be like patching it basically and not doing a full coat, but
But I was saying it makes so much sense because this is obviously going to be hard to cover with white paint, and if it was patchy then it would be like way more obvious versus doing a few coats of white. It might be like slightly orange underneath, but that's better than like random patches, so I think this makes way more sense.
And this paint goes so far, like we've literally used like this much of the tin and we've like done over a wall.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try and at least finish this wall.
I'm just gonna go take care of Neo.
Okay, thanks for helping.
Of course.
Okay, let's crack on. Very satisfied with that. We've got 2 of the interior walls painted, basically half of the interior. This entire wall, bit of touching up to do along the bottom. That entire back wall, so we've just got to do this one now. And the ceiling, ceiling's gonna be messy. But yeah, I'm happy. Oh man, this lens is mash up, bro. Right, okay, I have come back down to the container. It is almost midnight, and I'm gonna try and finish the first coat of red oxide. I found out we may need to do another coat, but I'm gonna finish the first coat tonight. It may take a couple of hours. I've got my headlight on. It's gonna work better than trying to set up different lights so I can see exactly the surface in front of me. Oh, right, let's do this. Okay, Okay, I'm gonna pause there for a sec. I wanna try and mask off the floor a bit better because I'm dripping paint everywhere and I wanna get right up to the edge. But it's coming along, probably done a quarter, and bang, most of that out in an hour. Ceiling's gonna be tricky. So what I decided was, because I was masking the edges anyway, why didn't I throw down some black plastic as well? So I've almost managed to fill the whole container floor. I probably need like one more bag, but I'm gonna carry on painting now. Basically, I've missed all the bottom edges here. I'm gonna carry on going around, just painting everywhere. And yeah, let's see how we get on. I've realised I might not have enough in this can to paint everything I want to, so I'm going to start painting the ceiling. Maybe we'll only get halfway, but I put on my swimming hat to make sure I don't get paint in my hair. I've also taken my shorts off because they're actually quite nice shorts. I don't want to get paint on them. I'm imagining I will get dripped on a little bit, but I'll try and be careful. Right, I'm gonna finish this. It was pitch black last time I was here. I was working till like 2:30, 3 in the morning. It's gonna be hopefully a little bit faster today because I can see what I'm doing. I bought another can of red oxide, got some gloves. Okay, so I have finished a coat of the red oxide inside the container. I'm now going to start painting the final coat, or hopefully the final coat, of white, which is what the interior is going to be. I'm hoping it's just one coat I need. Ryan thinks I'm going to need at least 2 to cover up the red, but I'm going to crack this open, we'll have a look. I'm going to start on this back wall and then make my way to this end. And I'm going to try and do it with a roller because brushes are kind of slow. I don't know, let's see if the roller works. I've heard good things about this paint. They recommended it in the store, and then one of my friends here, Eric, also said he's been looking and he's found the best stuff. And yeah, I think this is it. Right, what I'm hoping is this goes on like a dream, and yeah, I get it done in no time. Stop there, just kind of done the end and part of the walls. It's going to take a while. I might need to recruit some people to help me with this. The aim for the end of today would be to get all of the interior of the container painted white, ready to store stuff in it tomorrow. I sent out a message to all of the residents of the village to ask for some help, and thankfully my friend Michael's shown up to give a hand, so he's helping with the first coat for this wall. Maybe I'll start this side. No, maybe I'll continue on this wall as well. So got 2 rollers. I feel like obviously with 2 people on it, it's gonna happen twice as fast. And then I think Raya and Karina are gonna come down in a minute and give a hand as well. So I'm hoping it'll just happen lightning fast. The only other slight issue is every time the backhoe comes through to pick up these rocks, which he put in the wrong place, all the dust gets kicked up. So we have to like close the container doors. It's like a painting experience and a sauna all in one. When I say it's a sauna in there, I'm not joking, it is absolutely hot. But we have to protect ourselves from all the dust and mud. Look at this backhoe pulling a wheelie. Oh yeah, it's getting rid of all these rocks, I love it. Just a few more. Yeah, get all of those out of there. It was funny earlier, the power cable that I'm running to the fan for the ventilation, he went over it and I guess a rock caught the wire and like shredded the cable basically and tripped the fuse. So we've patched it together with some electrical tape, and I've tried to dig a little trench for it to go over so it's not going to destroy the cable again. Okay, Raya and Karina have arrived to help.
And we've left Neo with Sia.
Yeah, Neo's just over the road.
Wow.
go, the backhoe is left, but I'm just getting some fresh air because fumes are strong in a container. Whew. Right, it's actually nice being back here. It's a bit cooler. My mission is I'm gonna empty all this out, take all the plastic sheeting out and try and sweep the floor maybe, and then I can start loading the boxes in. We're gonna try and label up the boxes with, I've got that blue painter's tape and a Sharpie. And then yeah, it's just gonna be loading. And at some point I need to seal the fan. Right, so I guess I'm gonna put some sealant around here and then I've got this that will go on. So then this is gonna slide over and then I've got the hose clamp to go around that and seal that up nice. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Oh, 20 minutes, it's not too bad. All right, okay, we're getting there. Couple more big boxes off the bus and then I'm gonna tackle some of these big boxes on top of the bus. And then we just need to kind of sort through a few things. I wanna take a few things back to the UK, so we need to kind of repack. And yeah, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, I can see it. I'm finalizing, just getting the container sorted, locking things up, organizing things, installing the dehumidifier, grabbing the last few bits we need. What else? Yeah, ventilation's working. I need to put everything on a timer so it's not gonna run the solar power system out. And ideally I need to sort all of this stuff. And then we've still got to collect Rye's SoulCycle bike, put it in here. There's a lot to do before we leave, as usual. Right, back in the container, I'll show you what I've sorted. I have a timer plug going, so this is gonna turn on the dehumidifier and the ventilation fan. I've got the dehumidifier running. I've got a pipe draining the water out of the air inlet pipe. I'll show you. Yeah, so as you see, this is dripping. So this is dripping from the dehumidifier. This is the power cable going in to the whole container. I managed to seal all of this the other day. Looking good. Wait, this is crazy. Okay, I've checked and I've got Wi-Fi connection to Kristen and Sia's house, so I can connect up the camera. But it's like a hardwired camera with these wires on it to plug into mains. So I'm just gonna wire up the cable quickly to it and just see if we can smash this out quickly. This is probably at least a 30-minute job, but I'm gonna try and do it quicker. I thankfully found some heat shrink tubing for the connections. Right, I have the camera set up. Let's see if we can plug it into the Wi-Fi and just see what happens.